Lewis Hamilton arrived in Suzuka fully aware of what was at stake after a turbulent start to the season, which included a difficult opening weekend in Australia, followed by a painful disqualification in China. This was supposed to be a fresh start, a turning point, a chance to finally show what he and Ferrari could do together. But instead, what unfolded during qualifying left Hamilton visibly frustrated, the team uneasy, and once again raised questions about the fundamental limitations of the SF25. What became clear is that Hamilton's partnership with Ferrari, though full of promise, is being hindered by a series of ongoing strategic errors and compromises in setup. The latest chapter, a qualifying session in Suzuka, exposed just how delicate and problematic Ferrari's current setup philosophy has become. And that's exactly what we're analyzing today: the changes in ride height, the balance issues, the domino effect coming from Shanghai, and how all of this left Lewis struggling with understeer, sacrificing aerodynamic downforce, and ultimately qualifying far below what he and the team had hoped for. From the very first practice sessions of the weekend, it was clear that Ferrari was walking on eggshells when it came to the SF25 setup. After Hamilton's disqualification in China for excessive plank wear, a result of the car being too low, the team was forced to make preventive changes in Japan. Specifically, they raised the ride height of the car. This seemed like a minor change, but in Formula One, every millimeter counts, and this one had huge consequences. By increasing the ride height, Ferrari effectively took away one of the few strengths of the SF25, its ability to generate consistent aerodynamic downforce near the ground. This left Hamilton driving a car that felt unbalanced, unpredictable, and most critically, difficult to push in high-speed sessions. Raising the car's height took it out of the ideal aerodynamic window, causing instability and a lack of confidence behind the wheel. What followed in qualifying was a frustrating sequence of sessions where Hamilton couldn't get the car to work. He made it to Q3, but just barely, and in the final shootout he couldn't do any better than 8th place over 6/10 behind the leading pace. For a driver of Hamilton's caliber in a car expected to be fighting for podiums, this result was deeply disappointing. After qualifying, Hamilton didn't hold back with his criticisms, making it clear that the ride height issue was still having a serious impact. In his own words, "We're running higher than we would like," which was a direct consequence of what happened in Shanghai. This wasn't just a minor compromise. It was a significant change that altered the car's entire balance and feel. He also revealed that he and the team had gone in different directions with the setup. While this can sometimes be part of a broader strategy to collect data or explore performance windows, in this case it had the opposite effect. Hamilton reported a lot of understeer during the session, a condition that makes the car slow to turn in corners and robs the driver of confidence during quick direction changes. And at Suzuka, a circuit defined by fast corners, this was fatal. Adding to the challenge was the narrow setup window of the SF25. According to several sources, Ferrari's current car is extremely sensitive to changes in ride height. It's not just about being too low or too high. The car works optimally, only within a very tight range. Even a slight deviation from this range leads to dramatic drops in performance. That's exactly what happened here. Hamilton, ever the professional, did take some responsibility, admitting that he didn't manage to set fast laps in Q3 and that 8th place was unacceptable. But reading between the lines, it's clear that the car didn't give him the foundation he needed to perform. It wasn't about being reckless or making mistakes. It was about being forced to compromise due to deeper structural issues in how the SF25 behaves. What makes all of this even more frustrating is that there were genuine signs of promise early in the weekend. Ferrari had hoped that simulator updates and new adjustments to the rear suspension dynamics would allow Hamilton to attack Suzuka with more confidence. But all that progress was overshadowed by the necessary changes to prevent another disqualification, and it came at the cost of overall performance. Looking ahead to the race, Hamilton remained optimistic. There was a chance of rain, and he made it clear that he embraced the possibility, saying that he loves the rain because when you have a qualifying session like that, you often expect rain. It's a classic Hamilton mentality, embracing chaos and looking for opportunities where others may hesitate. But make no mistake, starting from 8th means he'll need a perfect strategy, a strong start, and possibly some help from the weather to get back into the race. The bigger concern, however, is the underlying trend. Ferrari continues to struggle with the same core problems week after week: sensitivity to ride height, narrow setup windows, and a car that becomes dramatically harder to drive as compromises are mar for Hamilton, who came to Maranello in search of that elusive 8th title. This is a situation that demands both patience and decisive improvements from the team. What makes this situation so intriguing is that it goes beyond simple performance metrics. We're witnessing one of the greatest drivers in Formula One history navigating the complexities of an entirely new environment. A legendary team with massive expectations, but also very real limitations. It's a team with passion, pedigree, and ambition, but at this moment, it is struggling to put all the pieces together in a way that delivers consistent results for Hamilton. This chapter in Ferrari isn't just about speed, it's about legacy. It's about whether Hamilton can do what so many before him have tried and failed to do: conquer Maranello, and in doing so, create something truly historic. But this road is never smooth, and what we're witnessing is a raw, unfiltered example of what it's like when a champion challenges the limits of a team that is still trying to rediscover its identity. Suzuka, in many ways, exposed the fragile balance between innovation and stability within Ferrari's engineering department. The attempt to fix a problem in China created a new one here in Japan. It's not just a one-off setup problem. It's a symptom of a larger struggle to understand the true behavior of the SF25 under pressure, with evolving track conditions and in the hands of a driver who demands precision. But there's another side to this story that's just as important. The attitude Hamilton displays in the face of these challenges. At no point did he lay all the blame on the team. At no point did he resort to emotional outbursts or public criticism. Instead, he analyzed, adjusted, and continuously pushed for clarity, asking the difficult questions in a way that keeps the group focused and motivated. This leadership may not make headlines, but it will be crucial if Ferrari is to evolve into a true title contender. And let's not forget the bigger picture. This is just the 4th Grand Prix of the season. There's still a long way to go. Development cycles are ongoing, big updates are on the horizon, and strategy, timing, and weather can rewrite the script any given Sunday. If Ferrari can stabilize their setup issues, if they can find a way to unlock consistent aerodynamic downforce without compromising reliability, and if Hamilton continues to pressure them from within, we may look back at weekends like this as the growing pains necessary to build something stronger. But here's the crucial part. Time is not unlimited. The competition is fiercer than ever. Red Bull is relentless, McLaren is closing in, and even mid-grid teams are capable of surprising on the right day. If Ferrari and Hamilton want to be more than a story of possibilities, the solutions need to come quickly, decisively, and without further performance sacrifices in the name of caution. So when the lights go out on Sunday, the real test will begin, not just of pace, but of resilience. Will Hamilton turn adversity into opportunity? Will Ferrari prove that they've learned from their past mistakes? And will this partnership live up to the promise that sent shockwaves through the paddock when it was announced? We'll be watching every lap, every pit stop, and every radio call, because this isn't just about qualifying positions or weather forecasts. It's about ambition, redemption, and a champion and a team trying to write the next great chapter of their respective legacies. Now it's your turn. Head to the comments and let us know what you think. What's holding Ferrari back? Is it the ride height strategy, the aerodynamic instability, or something deeper in the team's structure? Do you think Hamilton still has what it takes to take this project to the top? And if you've enjoyed our deep dive analysis of the human drama, technical chaos, and brilliance of racing that makes Formula One the most captivating sport in the world, do us a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications.